James Charles went from beauty's golden boy to internet cautionary tale. And it happened more than once. James Charles is one of the most recognizable names in the online beauty world. A makeup artist who went from filming tutorials in his bedroom to becoming the first male ambassador for CoverGirl in 2016. His bold makeup looks, outgoing personality, and willingness to push boundaries helped him amass millions of followers across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. By the age of 20, he had collaborated with major brands, launched his own products, and positioned himself as a central figure in the beauty influencer scene. But James Charles's career has also been defined by something else: the speed at which it can unravel. In the social media era, a single video, tweet, or allegation can trigger a chain reaction of unfollows, brand terminations, and public outrage. Charles hasn't faced this just once, but repeatedly, in moments where it felt like he had lost everything overnight. His first major collapse came in 2019, when former friend and mentor Tati Westbrook released her now infamous Bye Sister video, sparking a mass exodus of subscribers. 2 years later, in 2021, multiple allegations of sexual misconduct involving minors led to YouTube demonetizing his channel and brands cutting ties. In between, he faced waves of backlash over insensitive online content. Most recently, in 2025, his association with influencer Evan Johnson, amid serious abuse allegations, reignited the public's scrutiny. This is not just the story of one controversy, but of a cycle: rapid rise, sudden fall, and the ongoing struggle to rebuild under the unblinking eye of the internet. The meteoric rise. James Charles launched his YouTube channel in late 2015, focusing on makeup tutorials that blended technical skill with a lively, unfiltered personality. His content stood out for its full glam transformations, creative use of color, and a confidence unusual for a teenage creator. Within a year, he caught the attention of the beauty industry, and in 2016, he made history as the first male spokesperson for CoverGirl, fronting campaigns alongside Katy Perry. That breakthrough opened the door to high-profile collaborations. Charles partnered with Morphe to release a best-selling eyeshadow palette, launched his own merch line under the name Sisters Apparel, and began appearing at beauty conventions worldwide. His online following grew into the millions, boosted by consistent uploads, viral challenges, and collaborations with other influencers. By 2018, Charles was more than just a creator. He was a cultural fixture in the beauty community, working alongside figures like Tati Westbrook and Jeffree Star. His influence extended beyond makeup, shaping internet trends and drawing younger audiences into beauty culture. By early 2019, he had become one of YouTube's most watched creators in the lifestyle and beauty category, with a loyal fan base and a brand that seemed untouchable, at least until the first major controversy hit: the first fall. In early 2019, James Charles's public image appeared unshakable. At the time, one of his closest allies in the beauty community was Tati Westbrook, an established YouTuber who had acted as both mentor and friend. Their relationship was publicly affectionate, with mutual promotions, collaborations, and personal support. But the friendship began to fracture over a seemingly small choice: Charles's decision to promote Sugar Bear hair vitamins on Instagram. The problem? Sugar Bear hair was a direct competitor to Halo Beauty, Westbrook's own supplement brand. The situation escalated quickly. On May 10, 2019, Westbrook uploaded a 43-minute video titled Bye Sister. It wasn't just about the vitamins. In the video, she accused Charles of disloyalty, manipulative behavior, particularly toward men who identified as straight, and being self-centered to the point of toxicity. She framed the sponsorship as the final straw in a pattern of troubling conduct. The reaction was immediate and massive. Within 24 hours, Charles lost over 1 million subscribers, the fastest drop in YouTube history at the time. Over the next few days, that number reached between 2 and 3 million. Other influencers, including Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, publicly sided with Westbrook or hinted at their own negative experiences. Fans flooded social media with criticism, and brands subtly distanced themselves from him, either pausing collaborations or avoiding public association. Charles's first response came in the form of a short, tearful apology video. Many viewers saw it as vague and unconvincing, with no direct rebuttal to the most serious claims. A week later, he returned with a 40-minute video titled "No More Lies," this time presenting screenshots, text exchanges, and a detailed account disputing parts of Westbrook's narrative. The second video shifted some public opinion, with certain fans believing he had been treated unfairly. Over the next few months, his subscriber count slowly recovered, but the feud left lasting damage to his reputation. The bi-sister fallout showed just how quickly an influencer's seemingly solid brand could collapse, and it marked the first time James Charles experienced what it was like to lose everything overnight. The second wave. In early 2021, James Charles was once again at the center of a career-threatening scandal, this time involving allegations of sexual misconduct and grooming. Multiple minors came forward on social media, claiming that Charles had sent them explicit messages and photos. Several alleged that they had informed him of their age, while others claimed he never asked. Screenshots of text exchanges and images quickly spread across Twitter and TikTok, sparking viral threads and video compilations that painted a disturbing picture. Within days, his name was trending globally, and the story had broken beyond the beauty community into mainstream news outlets. On April 1, 2021, Charles released a YouTube video titled "Holding Myself Accountable." In it, he admitted to engaging in inappropriate conversations, but insisted he believed the individuals were over 18 at the time. He described his actions as reckless and acknowledged failing to properly verify ages before pursuing explicit exchanges. While the statement was framed as an apology, critics argued it lacked accountability, focusing too heavily on his own embarrassment rather than the harm done. The consequences came quickly. YouTube demonetized his channel under its creator responsibility policy, cutting off ad revenue. Morphe, once one of his most profitable brand partners, ended their collaboration and pulled his signature James Charles X Morphe products from shelves. Additionally, Charles was dropped as host of the second season of YouTube's beauty competition series Instant Influencer, a role that had been seen as a sign of his industry leadership just a year earlier. Public trust fractured. Some longtime fans defended him, accepting his explanation and emphasizing his willingness to address the allegations. Others viewed the situation as part of a troubling pattern of inappropriate behavior and declared they could no longer support him. The controversy reignited debates over cancel culture, with one side framing the backlash as necessary accountability for someone with a massive young audience, and the other warning of career destruction without due process. While the scandal did not erase his platform entirely, it cemented a new stage in his public image, one where every move was scrutinized through the lens of his past actions. If the Toddy-Westbrook feud had been a blow to his credibility, the 2021 allegations marked a far deeper rupture, one that would shadow every comeback attempt that followed. Backlash over insensitive content. In between his major scandals, James Charles also faced waves of backlash for content that many saw as insensitive or tone-deaf. In 2020, he joined TikTok's viral hashtag #FakeMugshot Challenge, which involved creators posting stylized photos of themselves appearing bruised and bloodied as if for a police booking. Charles' version featured smudged makeup, a black eye, and a smirk. Imagery critics said glamorized domestic violence and trivialized real abuse survivors' experiences. When called out, he initially defended the post as a harmless creative trend. The defensive tone only intensified the backlash, leading him to delete the photos and post an apology acknowledging the hurt caused. 5 years later, in early 2025, a clip began circulating of Charles imitating the voice of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a U.S. political figure who has a rare neurological disorder called spasmodic dysphonia, which affects speech. The video, which showed Charles mocking the halting, strained quality of Kennedy's voice, was widely condemned by disability advocates and political commentators alike. Critics argued it wasn't simply a political jab, it was making fun of a medical condition. This time, Charles chose not to address the controversy at all. The silence was read by many as dismissive, adding to the perception that he failed to recognize the weight of certain actions. While neither incident caused a collapse on the scale of his bigger scandals, both chipped away at his public image and kept his name tied to controversy. Evan Johnson fallout. In early 2025, James Charles became embroiled in yet another controversy, this time not for something he had done directly, but for the company he was rumored to keep. Allegations of domestic violence surfaced against influencer Evan Johnson, who was accused by a former partner of physical and emotional abuse. As the story spread online, social media users began circulating claims that Charles and Johnson were romantically involved, pointing to photos and videos of them together at events and in casual settings. The rumors took on a life of their own. Fans and critics alike accused Charles of knowingly associating with an alleged abuser, framing it as a moral failing and evidence of poor judgment. On TikTok and Twitter, hashtags calling him out trended alongside compilations revisiting his previous scandals, painting a narrative of repeated lapses in character. Influencer commentary channels and gossip accounts amplified the speculation, making it nearly impossible for Charles to ignore. In response, Charles issued a public statement denying any romantic relationship with Johnson, describing him instead as a brief friend he had distanced himself from once the allegations came to light. He also announced plans to pursue legal action for defamation against those spreading what he called false claims about their connection. The statement did little to stem the backlash. Within days, Charles lost more than 700,000 TikTok followers, a steep and sudden drop that echoed the numbers from his earlier career crises. The fallout reopened old wounds in his public perception, with many revisiting the grooming allegations of 2021 and the Westbrook feud of 2019 as part of a broader pattern. Even though no concrete evidence confirmed a romantic link between Charles and Johnson, the damage to his reputation was already done. In the court of public opinion, association alone was enough to reignite the conversation about whether James Charles had learned anything from his past controversies, or whether he was destined to repeat them. Attempts at redemption and current standing. After each major controversy, James Charles has made deliberate attempts to rebuild his career. Following the Bi-Sister fallout, he ramped up his upload schedule, collaborated with fellow creators, and re-engaged with fans through meet and greets and live streams. After the 2021 misconduct allegations, he paused posting for several months before returning with more controlled, brand-safe content, aiming to shift focus back to makeup artistry. In some cases, he has embarked on what could be described as apology tours, extended periods of public outreach, Q&A sessions, and personal updates intended to humanize him and address criticism indirectly. Reception to these efforts has been mixed. His most loyal supporters, the self-identified sisters, have remained vocal in defending him, arguing that his talent outweighs his mistakes. Detractors, however, see each return as short-lived, pointing to recurring controversies as evidence that lessons have not been learned. Today, Charles still commands a sizable online following, but engagement and cultural relevance have not returned to the heights of 2018 to 2019. His name no longer dominates beauty community discourse in the same way, and brand partnerships remain fewer and more cautious. While he has avoided complete disappearance, his career now exists in a narrower lane, one shaped by both his skill and the long shadow of his past. If you found this interesting, hit like and subscribe for more real stories. What are your thoughts on James Charles's journey? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to ring the bell for updates.